Good morning everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today it's going to be a much more personal video. We're going to go out into the desert to hopefully start some new astrophotography projects. We're going to be running 4 different rigs this time. It's going to be incredibly challenging, incredibly tiring, but I'll take you along with me throughout the whole process and hopefully we will come back home satisfied. Now, I've actually done most of my preparation last night and I'm going to show you everything that I've done later on when we go downstairs and do the final preparation on my truck, but I have a few things left, so I'm going to show you here. Let me just flip the camera. So this is the man cave, by the way. Show you some behind the scenes. This is my office. What's left is for me to take this EdgeHD telescope, place it into this huge pelican case because it's going to be in my truck bed. Let's see, I actually prefer not to take this case with me. It's too big, it's too cumbersome. However, my truck is too full and the only place I have for my telescope, my EdgeHD, I'm going to be taking 4 different setups like I said, but the only place I have left in my truck is in the truck bed, and you can't just throw an EdgeHD into the truck bed and hope for the best. So the pelican case it is, cumbersome as it may be, we're going to take it. Let's bring the scope. I decided not to place the OG, we're going to do that when we get there. Hopefully it is going to be nice and secure. We are going to be driving into a desert. There's going to be a lot of bumps in the road, so you want to keep your equipment safe. So as you can see, bringing the EdgeHD was actually a final minute decision. I'm kind of coming to regret that now, but hopefully once we get some results, I'll change my mind. There's a technique to this. Hopefully that should do it. Now we just need to bring the tripod and the counterweights and we should be good to go. And then we'll load up the EQ8. Okay, so we're finally done. Everything has been loaded up into the truck. Let me just take you on a quick truck tour from the passenger seat all the way to the back. Most of this was done last night. Like I said, the EQ8 was a last minute decision. I didn't want to take it simply because I think this is too much effort for one person, frankly. But you know, I've always dreamed of having 3 or 4 setups running at the same time. So this is going to be the record for me, 4 setups, if everything works as planned. So let's actually go ahead and see what we have. Here we have some padding. On top of it is my EQ8R. It has seen some better days, but you know, I'm making my money's worth. We have a small fridge, which needs loading up. We're going to buy some water and other snacks from some of the local merchants, street merchants. And then we have a huge mess back here, but it's an organized mess. This is a harmonic mount that I bought from China. It's a DIY harmonic mount. We're going to be putting the 135mm lens on top of it. And then we have 3 tripods here. Here's one, here's the second one, and the third one is buried at the bottom. We have some counterweights, some declination counterweights, some regular tripods for my camera, or actually just one single tripod for my camera. We have my mystery box, which I can't go without. Here's all my wiring, everything that I might need, everything that, you know, USB hubs, power cables, extension cords, everything is in here. This is my 135mm lens. It's in a William Optics bag, which should be sacrilegious, but you know, I didn't have anything else to put it in. And then I have a power bank, my Canon R5. This is where I keep my laptops and my tablets. This is where I keep my cameras. And in the back there we have 2 AM5 ends. Now, let's go to the back, truck bed. This is my 4th tripod. It is a Bortle back wood tripod for my EQ8. And then I have my generator. It also has seen some better days, but you know, making my money's worth. Like I said, I have 2 10kg counterweights and my EdgeHD is in here. In the very back, I have some safety equipment, shovel, a wooden stick, just in case we come across any scorpions or snakes. I have a table as well, and a chair. I have a rope, and also a pump, a tire pump, because if one of these deflates, we're in big trouble. Or if we get stuck in the sand, we will be in big trouble as well. Now, let's go to the other side. This is where I'm going to be sitting. Of course, these are the 2 tripods, and third one. These are my 140mm Ascar Apo refractors. We're bringing 2 of them today. The AM5s, like I said. This is actually a tire patching kit because I don't want to have a deflated tire without any backup. And then here I have my drone. It is a DJI Mini 3 Pro. Some essentials in this bag, some headlights. This is the case for the camera I'm shooting with right now. I have some wipes as well as more wipes over here. And inside of here, I have some other stuff. I have a portable fan for stoking fires, also a gas canister. I have a jump starting kit in case my battery decides to go dead, which happened to me before. We won't talk about what this is. Actually, we'll talk about it. It's a portable bidet, just in case you need the toilet. I also have a tire pressure measuring kit and some other stuff in there. I just don't want to make a mess and bring everything out. In here, I have all my keys, some charging equipment, and some other cables, and of course, my wallet. So we are almost ready to go and start heading to our desert. It's going to be a Bortle 3 location. Unfortunately, we live in a very small country, so there's no such thing as Bortle 1, Bortle 2. Even Bortle 3 skies are quite hard to get. So before we head, I have to drive around the back and hitch my trailer, do some final checks, and then we're going to get going. I think that we are lined up perfectly. Let me just bring the trailer down. There we go. I will lock the hitch, and then we're going to do some final safety checks and we'll get going. Never forget your safety chains. Everything seems nice and secure. I am glad to tell you that we are finally on our way. Everything is ready. It's about 2:10 p.m. right now. We're going to get there at around maybe 3:30. Usually it would take me an hour to get there, but I have a trailer hitched, so I can't go in my usual pace. But we'll get there before sunset. We'll have time to set everything up. It's going to take a lot of effort, but hopefully it's going to be worth it. I want to talk to you a little bit about why I actually take so many setups with me to the desert, because I don't really have that much of a time. I'm a family man. I have a wife, I have a daughter, and going back and forth to the desert every single day, it's just not the life that I want to live. So I have to make the most out of my time there when I do have the chance. It may seem to some of you that having 3 different setups at the same time, or 4, which is what we're gonna have today, hopefully, if everything goes well, it may seem like a dream come true, but it can be a nightmare if you're not as organized as I try to be. Because think about it, the effort that you have to put in, it's not a singular one. You have the effort of actually loading everything up into the truck. You have the effort of driving to your desired location. You have the effort of unloading everything and then setting up everything. And then after your night of imaging, tearing down, repacking everything, reloading the truck, and then driving back home, most likely sleep deprived and hungry and unshowered. So I guess the conclusion is that we're all maniacs and we should find a better hobby that normal people do, like, I don't know, collecting stamps or something. And you actually need to be careful doing things like that too often, because you don't want to kill your passion, you don't want to kill your motivation to actually go out and do something that you love doing. If the effort becomes too cumbersome, too tiring, too draining, then you're eventually going to lose passion in this hobby. I don't want that to happen to me, so I don't usually do this too often. Usually I would take 2 setups maximum, but you know, the sky is so full of targets and you just want to capture everything at the same time, but you can't. We do what we can, we get out there, we collect as much data as we could, and the satisfaction of looking at that stacked frame at the end of an imaging session is worth everything to me. Honestly, never in my life did I ever think that I would put that much effort into something or have a hobby that drives me to the extent of doing everything that you saw me doing. So I guess that I'm blessed in that regard, you know? The last thing that I worked hard on was my degree. And trust me, I wasn't happy doing that. I thought about sending my gear to an observatory and just doing all of this remotely, but we have a lifestyle here in Kuwait as astrophotographers of going into the desert, camping out for a few days. I don't want to lose that, you know, because I actually do love camping a lot, and it's something that I would never do if it wasn't for astrophotography. It forces me to go out and be uncomfortable. Maybe in the future, when my back is too sore and my knees can barely hold me up, it's gonna happen eventually, so maybe then I'll have a complete rig in a remote observatory. But for now, I like the effort. It keeps me moving, it keeps me mobile, it keeps me connected with my friends, and at the end of the day, that's all that matters, right? That and the final results. So hopefully the plan is to get everything set up and ready before sunset, ready for polar alignment. I have some idea what I'm going to be shooting with my 135mm lens, I have some idea what I'm going to be shooting with my two 140mm refractors, but I have zero clue what I'm going to be shooting with my EdgeHD. It is almost galaxy season, so I should have a lot of options. That's why I'm not too worried about it. Anyways, I don't want to be filming too much while I'm driving. Got to keep my eyes on the road, and I'll see you guys when I get there. We have just arrived at our location here, and the wind is very strong at the minute, but hopefully it's going to calm down when the sun sets. So here we are. Let me stay behind the trailer just to block the wind. I'm going to start setting up my telescopes, and I'll see you guys at the end. And here we go. All 4 telescopes are ready for polar alignment, and the sun is almost down. I'm just gonna take a few more drone shots, and then we're gonna start polar aligning, and hopefully we'll get to imaging in no time. So, quick update. All my telescopes are now running and imaging. We had a few hiccups here and there. My generator stopped working for a while. I still don't know what the issue is. I simply restarted it and it seems to be working fine now. I hope it doesn't turn off in the middle of the night while I sleep. Mostly because I need this heater on and I need to keep imaging throughout the night. So I hope that doesn't happen again. I'll give you a quick tour of my trailer. There's nothing fancy. This is my bed. This is the air conditioning, which is essential for the summer, where it gets up to 60 degrees Celsius. I have a TV here. Some essentials. This is my fridge, my microwave, and the toilet's here. If you hear my voice changing, it's probably because my nose is blocked now. I'm allergic to dust, yet I'm in the desert doing some astrophotography. I should probably just quit. Anyways, I'm gonna try and get some sleep now, and I'll see you guys in the morning. That was a very eventful trip. Thankfully, I was able to have one full night of imaging. That same night that you saw a few seconds ago. If I'm a little out of breath, it's because I just unloaded the truck here, and unfortunately, I couldn't spend another night in the desert because of the clouds, and secondly, because I was simply too tired. I was getting sick, my nose and my throat were quite sore. I didn't want to risk spending another night in the desert while not feeling at my best, so I decided to pack things up and head home before things got worse. But thankfully, like I said, I got a good night of imaging. We're gonna continue some of the projects I started tonight later on, but maybe I'll be able to come out with one picture at least for now before the next new moon. And let me just show you the mess that I've made in front of my doorstep. This is a huge mess, and there are still some stuff in the truck that I simply left there. Anyways, I don't know where this video is gonna go from here, but regardless, I'll see you later.